Hey everybody, this is Tell True Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch. And the topic of this show is put some respect on Kyrie's name. Kyrie Irving was fantastic. I want to give Dallas credit. They finished off the Minnesota Timberwolves. They blew them out badly. 124-103 wasn't as close as the score indicated. Another Mavericks deciding game beat down. They did it to Phoenix a couple of years ago. Luca is a great closer. We'll see how great a closer he is against Celtics. I want to see the same kind of energy talking to the crowd in Boston. Let's see if he does that. Both Luca and Kyrie had 36 points. They were fantastic. The role players were great. Lively came back and contributed very well. Exum was great. Hardy was great. Hardy was great the last game they lost. Gafford is his usual 11-9. They got PJ Washington giving you 12. He has to give them more against Boston. Because it's going to be Luca, Kyrie, Washington versus White, Brown, and Tatum. And look at those stats. I'll tell you who's going to win. But for now, I'm going to say this. Put some respect on Kyrie Irving's name, please. Don't start scrambling now. I get apologies. I understand that. But now the respect. Oh, he was that guy on Brooklyn. They had that stupid vaccine rule. Yes, it was by a stupid mayor who both mayors are stupid because I don't care about the political Republican or Democrat. I go by performance, and they both poorly performed. And this current mayor is trash. And this trashy mayor came up with this law that you had to be vaccinated if you're the home team. And the road team coming in, no, not so much. That whole vaccine situation was ridiculous. Kyrie could have played, and I don't usually call out report's name, but Stephen A. Smith apologized to Kyrie because he's the type of guy. I'm gonna keep it real. He's the type of guy. He's all things to all people. Stephen A. He goes wherever the wind blows. If the wind wasn't blowing his way, he'd be all over Kyrie Irving. And that's why when I saw Kyrie Irving, I said it was at King College. I said the Walt Disney Channel fake civil rights activists are coming after you. And he laughed. He knew what I was talking about. And there's certain individuals I refer to, and Stephen A. was one of them. There's a couple others. One used to play for my football team, and they'll make some points, but they give you just on code talking points. And that's what happened to Kyrie. He was on the wrong side. He was disobedient. He decided he wanted to think for himself. It had nothing to do with him playing. He was available to play. Now, I haven't always agreed with everything Kyrie's done, but I love him and Durant and Harden. He's a knucklehead. That could have worked. I wouldn't have traded Harden until I got a title out of him. Then I'd let him go. Because Golden State got 2 titles out of Durant and let him go. And it worked. They got their championships. But Kyrie and Durant were cool. You could have, and then there was some tweet over the Hebrew Israelites book. What he could have did, the owner could have did, he said, listen, take it down or whatever if you're that mad. You could have met with him. It took you 5 minutes. You have to go all overboard, punch him, talk to him like a child. The owner of the Nets is incompetent. I remember one time James Worthy wanted to get traded before LA won their last 2 titles. He went into the great Dr. Jerry Buss, the greatest owner of all time. And he said, listen, I'm the boss. Whatever quotes came, it came from me. You're not going nowhere. He went and came back. He loved Dr. J. Buss, played hard, became a superstar MVP of the 88 NBA Finals. That's how you handle a situation when you're an owner that wants to win. I don't know what this owner wants. And the Nets are a mess ever since. And there was so much hate. And I love what Jay Williams came after Stephen A. Smith and said, where's all this fire from? And it looked like Stephen A. was like shaking his head like a woman, like, let me tell you something, child. I'm going to tell you off the next show tomorrow. And now Stephen A.'s entertaining. The Dallas games, win or lose, he's funny to watch. He's entertaining with, but I'm very critical of some of the things he does. I usually don't call him out, but today I am, because when I saw his apology, it just made me. Okay, I accept it, because you're supposed to be a forgiving person, but it just brought back some bad memories when he really went after him, and everybody. Michael K trashed him and went after people that didn't take the vaccine. It was irresponsible, K's a great guy, does what he does. But it was the criticism of Kyrie Irving was over the top. And it's, oh, you can't play with him. I wouldn't trust him. He goes to Dallas. He's a great teammate. And he's grown. And when I heard him talking in Brooklyn, he was a seeker. I'm seeking to see what type of person I want to be. And he did a lot of good stuff off the court, too. He still does when he comes out here to Jersey. And that was reported. And then now he goes to Dallas, and I knew it was going to work. If Luka was on board, Luka became on board, they became friends. And Kyrie's perfect. Great under pressure, great passer, great teammate, plays really good defense now because he wanted to be a good defender. He wants that. He wants it. So this is what I say. Put some respect on Kyrie Irving's name. I understand Boston was a mess. Cleveland, he was the guy that got him the championship during the Draymond Green suspension championship, I call it. Yeah, Draymond Green got suspended. And yeah, that cost the Golden State a chance for history. But Game 7 came along after all that nonsense, and with the final 4 minutes, nobody wanted that ball. Curry was choking under pressure. Clay was choking under pressure. LeBron was choking under pressure, missing a free throw, making 2 great blocks. Everybody talks about his iconic blocks, but he didn't want nothing to do at the end of that game. And Kyrie Irving was one dude that stepped up and hit those big shots at the end. And that's who he is. You look at this series, big shot, big shot, big shot, big threes. And he delivered. Now, this series is going to be interesting. He can't come out too hyped. He's been all 11, so he stumped on the leprechaun. So he can't be over emotional. Has to be himself. He has to be great. And he was great. Game 1 of the Boston series, when they got swept, he played great. But they ended up blowing the last minute, and it ruined the series. But he has to come back, and they got to get Game 1. And Luka has had the same energy he had against OKC and Minnesota, waving the crowd goodbye. I'm sending you home. You're going to have to send the Boston Celtic road team on the road, send them home. You got to do the same. You're going to have the same energy, the same fire that you had. And if you do that and you win the championship, your legacy is way up there like Dirk. If you don't, that's just meaningless trash talk, what you did all the years that you talk to teams. You like playing the villain. You ever play it one more time. This is where it matters. If you lose, nobody remembers the losers. So don't get quiet in Boston now. Go out there, get your knee right, play like you can, and you have a chance. Because they're really good on the road. But Boston's good on the road too. So it's just an interesting series. But my theme is put some respect on a great Kyrie Irving's name. This man goes to the basket left or right. He's a natural lefty, so he makes great shots left-handed. I'm just beyond impressed by this guy. And I hope to get him when he comes to West Orange. We had one conversation at Kane, and we just vibed. I said, I love this dude. But I did before I met him because I like listening to him talk. He's a very intellectually smart guy. And it looked like when he was at the Nets, there was a humility that was starting to come over him. He wasn't the most humble guy in the world. In Cleveland, which I understood you were a champion, in Boston, but there was a maturity. And I saw it in Kobe. You saw when turned to 24, there was a maturity. That happens to every ball player. They grow and they grow into their character and they grow into their basketball character. And that's what he did. But the criticism was way over the top. And the emotion of Stephen A. Smith. I do respect that he did apologize, but I remember how ridiculous and personal it got. No wonder Kyrie Irving's father was mad at him and how personal it was. That was unnecessary. But Kyrie's in the finals now, and I hope he does finish it off. It's not going to be easy because Boston's been there before. Kyrie's been there, but Dallas hasn't been there. And Boston was there 2 years ago. They've been knocking on the door, and this is their best chance to win a championship. And we'll see what happens.